What is up, everybody? It's Reverse here today, and we're gonna talk about the state of PlayStation right now. There have been some pretty bad news concerning PlayStation. Like, it kind of seems like the building is collapsing at this point with PlayStation, because this is just some terrible news. Apparently, Destiny's 2 player count has dropped to an all-time low on Steam. Declining player numbers coincide with layoffs at Bungie and reported content delays. So, Bungie right now only does Destiny 2. So if they don't have Destiny 2 being successful, then they're kind of failing as a company right now. So we already know about the massive layoffs that happened, which affected the content being produced at pretty much everything at Bungie when the layoffs that happened. So I guess that's even making players not even want to play the game because all the, I guess, the bad news that happened recently with that company. So the players count is just constantly declining. It's at the all-time low that's ever been right now, and that is not good. And even besides this story, we recently had a industry veteran uh, who has been developing for 14 years, has finally decided to leave. Harry Kruger, the director of Housemarque's acclaimed PS5 exclusive Returnal, just said, "Hey, I'm done. I'm done with this." After 14 years, and coincidentally, I don't believe in coincidences, but it's just fascinating how he just leaves now once all the bad things happening on PlayStation. Like, what is really going on with PlayStation right now? You got two companies that you bought up recently, just both just in turmoil right now. But once again, the media is kind of silent about this. Like, sure, it's being reported, but is it really being talked about in heavy regard from media outlets? Not really. Oh man. So people want to say, there's no Xbox tax. Just imagine if this was an Xbox studio like this, in this state of disarray right now. This Xbox just having a big multiplayer game just flopping right now, and the people, not even your players, don't even want to go play the game. When Halo Infinite dropped, it was a lot of controversy. A lot of media outlets were talking about that. Not too many talking about this, though. Not too many people talking about this long-time employee leaving either. After we had not only this guy, but we had Connie Booth reportedly fired or quit or just left the job, whatever they want to say it is. And also, somebody else too who left recently. I can't think of the other person, but he left after 17 years. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but you got these industry veterans at PlayStation just leaving right now. And the same when Jim Ryan is quote unquote retiring. So it's not looking good right now. It seems like the house is on fire. It's pretty much this meme right now. The collapsing station. The house is on fire and everybody's saying it's fine right now. Media isn't really touched on it, and we know why. They prefer PlayStation. They don't want to get blacklisted. They're terrified of PlayStation right now. So it's kind of sad to see because, once again, this is Xbox. We will have multiple news articles, news headlines saying Xbox is a lot of misdirection going on Xbox, but not this for PlayStation though. And this person states the Xbox tax is when one game director leaves from a first-party studio, spills doom and gloom from 15 different gaming outlets. But Sony's Jim Ryan can step down. First-party studio Bungie terminating multiple employees, multiple live service games canceled, and director, what was that? And director Harry Kruger leaving, but it's nothing to fret. I mean, his reply is kind of funny, like his Xbox tax in the room right now, but that's kind of funny, but still. You gotta admit, like, why are they not talking about this in great extent? Like, yeah, if this was Xbox doing this, it'd be 15 different gaming outlets talking about it, but because it's not, it's like it's barely being mentioned. Sony wants him to release Returnal Remaster. That's a joke, but what if that's actually true? What if they actually couldn't do like a remaster Returnal? That would be kind of crazy. But that's it. That's in line with Sony right now. I wouldn't put it past them. I blame Xbox for this news about Sony, a Sony employee leaving. Definitely blame Xbox. Xbox out here just destroying the gaming industry apparently. I heard Sony asked him to remake Returnal, and he didn't like it. He didn't like the idea. I kind of hope people are joking about this. Like this isn't actually true, because if it is true, then that's just sad. And the place, oh, that's kind of morbid. I'm not even gonna touch on that comment right there. Returnal is a great game. Shame PlayStation players are so dumb. They only want automatic, slow-paced movie games. Sony would never do variety like this. None of you MFers ever knew this guy to post the sad comments. You make me sick. So this dude is extra butthurt. I don't know why he's so butthurt, but there you go. Oh man. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. When you just take it all in, like a lot of people just been leaving PlayStation right now. This is kind of wild. So how about everything at Sony is in shambles right now? That was one of their most well-received exclusives despite the awful launch, and this doesn't bode well for them. Yeah, losing one of the major people there. That's kind of crazy. Uh, he didn't want to make games as a service or return a remake. The gaming industry is losing people left and right. This is crazy. This is kind of wild. Like, people are just leaving. They just said, we're done with this. Like, this is crazy. A lot of effing problems at PlayStation right now. Starting to look a lot like Xbox the last few years. If you're not seeing it, you're delusional. Where are you at? The you know who? The same ones that say something about this but predict massive exodus for Activision Blizzard King and bring up all the people fired at Xbox Game Studios that were running studios. Okay. People are just being all doom and gloom about this, when in reality the guy probably wanted to retire and spend more time with his family. You know, maybe one person who wanted to do that, sure. When you see multiple people leaving PlayStation, then you gotta scratch your head and say, nope, it can't just be people just want to retire. You gotta be like, something is up at this point. Like, one, sure, but not multiple veteran people who worked in the industry for a long time just leaving at the same time, pretty much. I don't buy it. I think PlayStation is in shambles right now. That's what I think is honestly going on. I don't think it's just a whole, like, he just wants to retire and be with his family. The Jim Ryan excuse. I don't believe that at all. And then, once again, Destiny 2 is at an all-time low, so this is not a good thing overall. Me watching Bungie live as they fall apart. How are you feeling about the best community support nomination now? That is crazy. It was nominated for that. Yeah, they were nominated for that. The Game of the Year awards, and they're complete shambles. So this game can't win because it wouldn't even make sense if they did win this award. Because once again, you can't give the best community support award if the community and the game is in shambles right now. That wouldn't make any sense. Hey ponies, come and save your game. I don't think Sony fanboys even play this. I don't think Sony fanboys even play Destiny 2. If it's not a sad dad anywhere in sight, they're not gonna touch it. Or a walking simulator, a glorified movie walking simulator, they're not gonna touch it. Further proof that Sony pays Jeff Keighley, the nomination is extremely telling. PlayStation effect. It's like, I haven't seen any good news about PlayStation in a while. Like, this is kind of wild. This is kind of crazy. There's been no good news about PlayStation. There's only been negative news with PlayStation. But, the media outlets don't treat it as such. Like, once again, if this was Xbox having all this negative news, there'd be multiple headlines about this. But because it's PlayStation, you get only VGC talking about it. And that's it. So, just a thought. But I'm going to include it right here. I can see the writing on the wall right here. I was like, I can see everything is not great with Sony. It's literally that meme with the dog when if you want to say everything is okay, but it's kind of more like this at this point at PlayStation. So I'm concluding right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.